It's World War II, and World War II has just started. When a war just starts, you don't immediately feel the effects of it, but gradually down the line, as the war progresses, you start to feel the repercussions of it. Things are not there the way they used to. People are a bit less jovial as they once were, and hopes slowly start to get diminished as the war just drags on. So it's the early 1940s. People are just getting us. The war has just started, and things haven't really changed that much. But as the war escalated, things did begin to change. Composers and creators in general had started making music that would reflect the American spirit and that would try and raise the hopes and the morale of the American people in such a dark time. An interesting fact, statistics always tells us that movie attendance rises in times of crisis. Now, we can't go to the cinema at this particular time. However, we bring the cinema to us how? Through Netflix, through Hulu, through Showmax, or through YouTube. And note, if you look at the statistics of how many people are now watching all this stuff, it has absolutely shot up exponentially, because that's what we want to keep us company and kind of comfort us during this point in time. And it was no different back then. People would go to the cinemas and try and just get things out of their mind, just focus on something nice. So in 1942, there was a famous conductor called Eugene Goossens of the Cincinnati Symphony, and he commissioned 18 composers to write fanfares. Now, fanfare is, actually, I want you to go research and find out what a fanfare is. However, it was Goossens' way of calling the musical community to contribute to the war effort and just putting the American hopes slightly higher. And so, one of the greatest composers of all time, Copland was obviously called, and he wrote the Fanfare of the Common Man. And it was actually, out of all the 18 composers, it's one of the only few that people actually remember. And it has become synonymous with patriotism, beautifully honoring the everyday working man. The people could relate to it, they felt high and lifted, and it's still remembered to this day. Go have a listen, find out what fanfare is.